Page number 28. Yes. So the name of your chapter is Democratic Republic of the Congo. It is one of the country in the continent Africa. Where is Africa located? Look here in your book. Where is Africa located? Look at your book, everyone, and tell me. And you can see the equator line is passing through it. The equator line is passing through it. Everyone, are you able to see? The equator line is, yes, Prachi? Do like this. If I will ask you anything, yes. So let's continue our chapter. Look at the shaded region. This region, the Africa continents, the Asia, Europe, North America, South America. These are the continents, and right now we are studying about the chapter Democratic Republic of the Congo. It is one of the country of the continent Africa, and which is also called the land of dense forest. Why Democratic Republic of Congo is called as land of dense forest? What is the reason behind it? We will see, we will check these points in this chapter. So let's start our chapter. Everyone concentrate towards study. Look at the shaded region in the given world map. They are the equatorial regions of the world. They lie on both sides of the equator. Why these regions are called the equatorial region? Because these region lies on the both sides of the equator, and they have the hot and wet type of climate. Wet, that means humidity, a kind of humid, a kind of vapor. They have the hot and wet type of climate throughout the year, and most of these areas have thick evergreen forest. Why these areas? Very important point. Very, very important point. Sunidhi, concentrate here. Very important point. Why these areas have evergreen forest? What is the reason behind it? We will get this answer in our continuing chapter. So, Democratic Republic of the Congo in Africa is an important country which lies in this region. That means in these continents, you all can see. Have you all are seeing the continent Africa? Look at your book, everyone. Look at your book. Are you all see? Yes, and good, Anamika. And Democratic Republic of the Congo is one of the country in Africa. It was early. Its capital city is Kinshasa. Students, its capital city is Kinshasa, and earlier it was known as what? The Democratic Republic of the Congo was known as Zaire. Very important lines to remember. And the question is arising, you can do like this. Yes, so the first largest country in Africa is Algeria, and the second largest country is Democratic Republic of Congo. The chapter, the country which we are knowing about right now. The first largest country in the Africa continent is Algeria. Aditya, go back. It is not your class, Aditya, go back. And the second largest country that we are studying about right now is Democratic Republic of the Congo. Let's continue. Democratic Republic of the Congo is the second largest country in Africa with an area of about 23.5 lakh square kilometers. It has equator passing through it. If I'll ask, name the latitude, name one latitude which is passing through the Democratic Republic of Congo. What you will say? Equator is passing through it. What is passing through it? Equator is passing through it. Students, take out your textual. That is question number A. Everyone take out your textual. Question number A. Tick the correct answer. Which important line of latitude passes through Democratic Republic of the Congo? What will be the answer? The answer will be A, equator. Put a tick on A, equator. Right now we have studied. Yes? Yes. The line of latitude which passes through Democratic Republic of the Congo is equator. Okay. Second question C. Which is the characteristic vegetation of Democratic Republic of the Congo? Is it evergreen? Is it coniferous? It is deciduous. Right now we have seen these kinds of countries have evergreen forests. What? Evergreen forests. So what you will, where you will take? You will take on A number point. That is evergreen forest. That is evergreen forest. Okay. Look at your fifth question, which is an important, okay, this I will continue in next. Two questions, two objectives we did right now. First is, which important line of latitude passes through Democratic Republic of the Congo? The answer is A, equator. And question number 2, that is, which is the characteristic vegetation of Democratic Republic of the Congo? The answer is A, evergreen. Okay, have you all put a tick? Done? Very good. Let's continue to our chapter. Take out page number 29. Everyone, page number 29. Let's read about the location and land of Democratic Republic of Congo, or you can say the countries that belongs to the continent Africa. Look at the map. All of you, look at the map. This map. Everyone, this map. Page number 29. Page number 29, this map. Everyone, page number 29. Page number 29. Take out this map. This map. Take your next page. Take out your next page of the chapter. Look at the map of Democratic Republic of the Congo. You will see that the equator runs through its north. Equator runs through its north. It is surrounded by 9 countries. That means the Democratic Republic of Congo is surrounded by, if I'm saying about the surrounded, what does it mean? It means the neighboring countries, right? Like if we are seeing our country, if we are seeing the political map of our country India, what we also see the various neighboring countries like Pakistan, like China, Nepal, right? Same as in this chapter, in this map, what we will notice or what we will see the 9 countries that surround the Democratic Republic of Congo. And the name of these countries. Students, in next class, I will ask to you all the name of these 9 countries. So be prepared and get it learned. Central African Republic and South Sudan in the north. Everyone, look at the upper side, the north side, that is Central African Republic and the South Sudan in the north. Everyone, upper side, look here. Upper side. Okay, look at your book, Prachi. Look at your book and found where at what country I am talking about, of which country I am talking about. Central African Republic and South Sudan in the north. Found? Sejal found? Very good. Then Uganda, Rwanda, Tanzania and Burundi in the east. Now you all come to the east side. Come to the east side. I mean left side. Sorry, at your right side. Everyone, east, right side. Are you all able to see the 4 countries? The name of 4 countries. Very good. Let me ask to next student. Sunidhi, have you found? Found, beta? Have you found the countries? Very good. Okay, next. Republic of the Congo in the west. The name of the country that we are studying right now. Republic of the Congo in the west. That means the pink shaded region. Democratic Republic of the Congo. Democratic Republic of the Congo. The west side. Have you found the pink shaded region, Ladli? Have you found, Ladli? Good. Then Zambia and Angola in the south. All of you come to the downward. Zambia and Angola in the south region. Found? These are the, very good. These are the countries that surrounds Democratic Republic of the Congo. Now let's move on towards the next. What is an important feature of this country? Among the various countries, why we are studying about these countries right now? What is the reason behind it? Among the various countries, why we are studying about the Democratic Republic of Congo? Look here. One of the most important feature of Democratic Republic of the Congo is the river Congo. Which is the second longest river in Africa. River Congo is the second longest river in Africa. Here the question arises, which is the first longest river in Africa? Tell me what will be the answer? Can anyone say which is the first longest river in Africa? Can anyone say? Wait, Prachi, wait. I will unmute you. Yes, Prachi, unmute yourself.
Yes, ma'am, unmuted.
Yes. Tell me, which is the first longest river in Africa?
Ma'am, River Congo.
River Congo is the second longest river, beta. Yes, Sejal. Wait. Prachi, mute yourself. Sejal. Yes, Sejal. Unmute yourself.
Zaria.
No. River Congo is also known as Zaire, but it doesn't mean that it is the first longest river. River Nile is the first longest river in Africa. Okay. And the second longest river is River Congo. And this river Congo is also known as Zaire River. Okay. The river Congo is called the highway of Central Africa. Here very important question arises. Which river is known as the highway of Central Africa? So river Congo. And river Congo is also known as River Zaire. Understood, everyone? Till this topic, very good. Okay, next. The Albert, Kivu, Edward, Tanganyika are the major lakes of these countries. If question arises, tell me the major lakes of Democratic Republic of Congo. These are the lakes: Albert, Kivu, Edward, and Tanganyika. These are the major lakes of the country. Till these 2 pages, do you have any doubt? Anyone? If you have no doubt, you can do like this. Understood? Okay. Okay. Let's move on towards the next page. Turn the page, everyone. Ladli, the topic is climate. Okay. Let's move on towards what is the climatic condition of Democratic Republic of the Congo. And it is the second largest country in terms of area in the continent Africa. We are talking about the climatic condition of Democratic Republic of Congo right now. Can anyone guess what kinds of climatic condition will is here in this country? Can anyone guess? Wait, Sunidhi. Yes, Sunidhi, unmute yourself.
Ma'am, hot and wet climate.
Hot and wet, or you can say hot and humid. Why?
Ma'am, because there is high temperature.
Why? Why this country is considered to be the hot and wet? This,
Because
this country
near
is
to equator.
very nice. Mute yourself, Sunidhi. Because this country is located near the equator, and we had studied in our previous chapter, that is weather and climate, that those countries who are near to the equator are hot. Why? Because that regions are considered to be the torrid zone. Why? Because of the sun rays. Sun rays are vertically, suppose this is your equator, and sun rays are vertically towards the equator part. As we know that equator is the longest latitude and it lies in the center of the earth, of the map, in the globe, and the sun rays is vertically towards the equator. So the countries which are near to the equator are hot, and these regions are called the torrid zones. That's why Democratic Republic of is hot. And at noon, that means ki in the afternoon time, or in the noon time, the temperature is very high and unbearable. What is the meaning of unbearable? Can anyone say what is the meaning of unbearable? No one? Unbearable means the temperature is, yes, Sunidhi? Unmute. Yes, Sunidhi, unmute.
Ma'am,
Yes,
unbearable means to. Ma'am, unbearable means ma'am जैसे वहाँ पे.
Try to speak in English, Sunidhi. Your English is very good. Why you are not saying in English?
Ma'am, unbearable means that unbearable means to live in uncomfortable life.
To live uncomfortable life, or to live in uncomfortable climatic condition, that is unbearable condition of the climate. Right now we are talking about the climatic condition.
Yes,
that means ki uncontrollable or uncomfortable condition of the climate. Understood? Mute yourself, Sunidhi. Now at noon the temperature is very high and unbearable. Humidity means the amount of water vapor. Yes, Moto E plus. Where is your name? Your name is Moto E. If you want to laugh, you can go out of my class right now. Okay. And here humidity in the air is very uncomfortable. Humidity, that means the amount of water vapor present in the atmosphere. During the evenings and nights, the climatic conditions are cool and comfortable. We are talking about the Democratic Republic of Congo, the Democratic Republic of Congo. That means in the noon time, the temperature are so harsh, so unbearable, and during evenings and nights, the temperature, the climatic conditions are cool and comfortable. Okay. And if we talk about what kind of same climatic condition we are seeing in our states, in the various states of our country, that one state is Kerala. Same climatic condition that the Democratic Republic of Congo poses, same climatic condition poses the state Kerala. Now let us move on towards the next topic. Okay, climate. Do anyone have any doubt? Loudly, doubt beta. Climate, done, clear? Are you clear? Okay. Let's move on towards the next topic, that is vegetation. Yes, Prachi? Wait. Wait, Prachi. Yes, say Prachi.
Ma'am, Kerala is near the equator.
Kerala is not near the equator, but Kerala is near the sea. And that place which are near to the sea, we have seen in our last chapter, beta, weather and climate, right? They
Yes,
have
ma'am.
the humid climate. That means those places which are located near the sea, what happens just because of the land and sea breezes? What happens?
Ma'am, the hot air rises to the land.
Rises and the cool air from the sea fill that gap of the what? Of the land. That means sea breezes makes the land cool, but it also takes vapor from that. Na? That's why that region is wet, we can say. Let's move on towards the next topic. Mute yourself, Prachi. Let's move on towards the next topic, that is vegetation. Hot and humid climate helps the plant to grow faster. Now we are getting the answer of why there is evergreen forest in Democratic Republic of Congo. What is the reason behind it? Why there is evergreen forest? If I'll ask, be careful, be attentive in the class right now. If I'll ask why Democratic Republic of the Congo have evergreen forest, you should have the answer. For that, you need to listen very carefully. Yes, hot and humid climate helps the plant to grow faster. The land is covered with extensive equatorial forests. Equatorial forests means the forests that have the same length. These forests have a large variety of trees and plants in the small area. As you can see in the picture. Everyone, look at the picture. It is given in your book. Look at the picture. It is given in your book. Page number 30. Everyone take out page number 30. As you can see, here is large numbers of forests, large number of trees in small area. And these forests has a large variety of trees and plants in a small area. As a result, these trees compete with each other for sunlight. Why here is saying these trees are compete with each other for sunlight? That means these trees have the same length. That's why if that's why it is that's why these trees are competing that's why these trees are competing for the sunlight. They are more than 40 meter in height and form a canopy of leaves. What is canopy of leaves? Like this. Everyone look here, like this. Canopy of leaves, like shaded, we can say. Everyone, shade, look here, like this, shaded. Okay, so look at this picture and see the upper side of the tree, how it looks. It is whether it is flat, it is like this canopy. These are forming like a canopy. These trees are forming the canopy of leaves at the top, and these forests remain green throughout the year. So they are called evergreen forest. Why the forest of Democratic Republic of Congo is called the evergreen? Because these trees remain green throughout the year. That's why they are called evergreen forest. There is dense, okay, if I'll say a Hindi word for evergreen, that means Sadabahar. The tree or the person who are, yes? Okay. There is dense growth of creepers and climbers. What is creepers and climbers? I want to show you a picture. Just give me few seconds. Look here, everyone. Look here, Peter. These are the creepers and climbers. Everyone look here. How these plants are growing. Look at the type, how they are growing. They are growing with support of anything, right? Yes. So here, creepers and climbers. Many plants, many important trees like rubber, coconut, bamboo, and oil palms grow here. These forests have a large reserve of hardwood trees like mahogany, ebony, etc. And these trees provides raw materials for many industries. As we know, many industries, these trees provide raw materials for many industries. Now, the forests of Democratic Republic of Congo provided habitat to a large number of animals, birds, reptiles, insects, etc. Can anyone say what is the meaning of reptiles? Can anyone say? Yes, wait, Sunidhi. Yes, Sunidhi, unmute yourself.
मैम reptile means मैम ये रेंगने वाला जानवर.
The animals who
crawls.
Who crawls, yes. And Sunidhi, tell me, they have the cold blood or the warm blood?
And what?
Those animals who are crawling on the surface of the ground, whether they have the cold blood or they have the hot blood or warm blood. Yes, they have
warm blood.
No, they have cold blood. The animals who are, yes, they it is that beta. The animals, those are crawling on the ground. Sorry, mute yourself. The animals that are crawling are called the reptiles. Hippopotamus, gorillas, giraffes, chimpanzees, elephants, monkeys, and baboons roam through the forest. In these forests, these animals roam. Roam means ghumna, we can say, all around the forest. These forests have reptiles like snake and pythons in abundance. The rivers are full of alligators and crocodiles. Anamika Kumari, are you not hear me? Anamika? Okay. These forests have reptiles like snakes and pythons in abundance. These rivers are full of alligators and crocodiles. A special mammal called the okapi. Look here. Page number, take out the next page, that is page number 30. Everyone take out page number 30. Page number 30. Everyone take out. Special mammal called the okapi. Look here, okapi. The python is the name of this snake. Yes, look at the okapi. It is a special mammal who have head 4 topics. Ria, are you listening to me very carefully? Ria? Okay. 4 topics I am giving you as homework. That is, you have to read the topics. That is life of the people, agriculture, industry. Okay. And for industry, why the water is important source of that country. These are the topics which you need to read. And in my next class, I will ask few names from your side. I will ask. Okay. Have you got my homework? Good, Sejal. Very good. Good, Prachi. Very nice. Good, Anupam. All of you, we have 1 minute. Show me your classwork copy. Show me your classwork copy, everyone. Show me your classwork copy. Yes, classwork copy. Show me on the screen. Where is your classwork copy?